If Robert was a wise and loving man, he would be telling you that it is the false Jew who makes these laws in addition to God's law, and that they have no authority over a man standing in God's kingdom. They need you to be part of their dead corporate world to have power over you. You can deregister, but Robert does not like a religious solution as he has distrust for religion. I do not blame him, but why distrust the facts? The false Jew is the enemy. You need to take away their assumptions.
Those are nice words to wake up to, aren't they? I read this from a guy by the name of Minister Robin Belanger, he calls himself. You know, I know it's just words on the internet, and I'm not giving him too much energy here. But there comes a point in time when a certain level of idiocy and stupidity simply has to be addressed. According to him, if I was wise and loving, I would be telling you that the problem is some Jews. Now, I know enough about wisdom to know that wise men don't claim to be. And I know enough about love to know that there's always room for more. But according to him, I'm neither wise nor loving because I'm not engaging in a certain action. Have you engaged in these actions? Then you're neither wise nor loving either. He engages in these actions, so therefore he, of course, is wise and loving. The problem I have with these words, some of it is true, some of it is complete bull. He says, if I was wise and loving, I would tell you this.
In order for me to be wise and loving, I must tell you that it is the false Jew who makes these laws in addition to God's law, and that they have no authority over a man standing in God's kingdom. I believe, however, it is men who make these laws, and they have no authority over a man. And there is no need to mention a false Jew, and who will decide if I am in fact standing in God's kingdom.
And you know, it's not like I don't know a little bit about neuro-linguistic programming, even though I find it difficult to say. Your brain automatically simply rejects or overlooks certain things. Things that it recognizes as false. What's one of the things that it recognizes as false? Is the word false. It also has a couple of syllables. Believe it or not, your brain is more likely to latch on to words that contain syllables that have a hard guttural sound, like Jew or change. Things like this, those words, if you craft a sentence where you have a series of words with those hard guttural sounds, and then you have a couple of words which have the soft sliders, like the word false, it has the f and the s. Both of those, your brain overlooks those. So when he's trying to place blame for the world's problems, he's placing it on the false Jew. Now, if you took out his words, and you take his words and take out the word false, and this is what you end up with. Clearly you couldn't say that. It would be seen as so racist, so intolerant, so anti-Semitic. Clearly he couldn't say that. So what does he do? He covers it up with the word false, and this way, oh, he's not hating the Jews, just the false ones. But here's the thing, he's not Jewish. How the hell do you determine if someone's a Jew or a false Jew or not? What he's saying is, oh no, I'm not saying hate all the Jews, because that would be racist, but we have to hate some of them. Which ones? The false ones. The ones who aren't really Jewish. Guess what? I'm not Jewish. How do I determine if someone is Jewish? Dude, are you Jewish? Yeah? Okay, you're Jewish. How do I determine if someone is a false Jew or not? Dude, are you a good Jew or a bad Jew? Huh? You're a good Jew? Fine, you're a good Jew. It's not up to me, someone who's not even Jewish, to label someone who claims that they are Jewish and say you're a bad Jew. How the hell can anyone do that? You can't claim that someone is operating falsely according to the doctrines of their religion when you don't even subscribe to that religion to begin with. And yet this man is saying that if I was truly loving and wise, I would be asking or telling people that they should hate some of the Jews. And here's the thing, there's no mechanism in place to determine who a false Jew is or not. So how do we do that? Should we have all the Jews report to special centers and then we'll weed out the false ones? This is, to me, clear anti-Semitism. It's a clear, dude, this is hate speech. And it's masquerading. This is what I really hate. You masquerade under a guise of arrogance. And you say, oh, you are loving and peaceful because you do this, but I'm not loving and peaceful. And you judge people. And all you do is spread anger. And you do it under the guise of saying, ooh, you're a Christian minister. You're not a Christian minister just because you call yourself one. Those are racist words, dude. Take out the word false, and it's clearly a racist statement. And since you have no mechanism with which you can identify the false Jew from a good Jew, dude, it's clearly... You can't do this and then say, ooh, I didn't know that the word false was just going to be subconsciously rejected. And why the hell, in order for me to be wise and loving in your eyes, must I go out and spread hatred and anger towards an identifiable minority, and even then a subset of an identifiable minority? It makes no sense to me. And I think you're a complete idiot, Reverend Boulanger, or Minister Boulanger, whatever title you want to call yourself. You're not a man of God if you are telling people that I'm not loving or wise because I am not identifying people whom they should hate. That's ludicrous. You're ludicrous. And you know what? I took you off my Facebook page, YouTube account, email, everything. I've done everything I can to avoid contact with you, and still you're out there on YouTube posting shit like this. I think you're a racist, intolerant, hate-filled old goat. And that's my rant. Oh, and incidentally, would you consider this guy here to be a good Jew or a bad Jew? Huh? I don't see a yarmulke on him or whatever those little skull caps are called. Doesn't look like he'd be a good Jew. Let's get him. He's a false Jew, right? Unbelievable. Incidentally, that man's like my hero.